Hello and welcome to News Hour on UNT TV. Today is Thursday, 10th of August 2023 and it's equivalent to 23rd of Muharram 1445 after Hijrah. The headlines: Sanusi meets with Niger coup leaders, briefs Tinubu on mediation talks. Akpabio stirs controversy after Gafe revealing payment of senators' holiday allowance. Atlantic Ocean surge threatens Bayelsa communities, says Governor Diri. And on the foreign scene, Ecuador presidential candidate shot dead at rally. And in sports, Arsenal to sign Raya on £3 million loan with £27 million option to buy. And those were the headlines, and for details and more of the stories, I am Rukayat Sani Ibrahim. The 14th Emir of Kano, Mohammed Sanusi, last night said that the current crisis in Niger Republic requires public diplomacy, which should not be left to government alone. Sanusi stated these while speaking to journalists after a meeting with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the presidential villa, Abuja. The former Emir of Kano, who arrived at the State House about 8:25 p.m., said that he came to brief President Tinubu on his discussions with the leaders of military junta that overthrew the democratically elected government. Asked to respond to the reports that he took the initiative by himself and not government's delegation, he said that government officials were aware but was not sent by them. Top diplomats from the United Nations, African Union and the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, will today, Thursday, storm Abuja, the nation's capital, to take major decisions at an extraordinary summit on the political development in the Niger Republic. The summit, which is expected to plot the ouster of the junta, will be hosted by the chairman of the ECOWAS of Heads of States and Government, President Bola Tinubu. This came as the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs warned the federal government and ECOWAS against carrying out a military action in Niger. The Deputy Secretary General of the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, Professor Salisu Shehu, in a statement on Wednesday, warned that sanctions like the ones imposed by ECOWAS would be counterproductive and would have socio-economic negative implications for both Nigerians and Nigerians, especially as we share common history and borders. The warning came as a former Emir of Kano, Mohammed Sanusi II, on Wednesday, met with Chichiani in Niamey to discuss the political impasse which resulted from the overthrow of President Bazoum. The president of the Nigerian Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has made a gaffe during plenary when he mistakenly revealed that money have been sent to senators to enjoy their recess. A video clip showing Mr. Akpabio making the blunder has gone viral on social media. The clip surfaced on Wednesday. The incident reportedly happened on Monday after the senators concluded the screening and confirmation of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's ministerial nominees. The senators later adjourned plenary to 26 September. Mr. Akpabio, who forgot that the proceeding was being streamed live, began to address his colleagues before adjournment motion was moved at the end of the Senate ministerial screening. The Senate president was immediately informed by his colleagues that he was speaking on live television. Upon realizing the seriousness of his remarks, he quickly announced its withdrawal. The amount that was sent to the senators remains unknown. However, the salaries and allowances of National Assembly members are often shrouded in secrecy. Governor Doyediri of Bayelsa State has said coastal communities in the state were at the verge of being submerged by the Atlantic Ocean. The governor raised the alarm Tuesday when he visited the Odioma community in Brass local government area of the state to assess the devastation from ocean encroachment. It was learned that the troubled community was last Wednesday rocked by a huge ocean surge which washed away a story building and left several others in the throes of collapse. Addressing the Odioma Council of Chiefs, Elders, Youths and Women at the community town hall, during a statement by his chief press secretary, Mr. Daniel Alabra, lamented the effects of coastal erosion in the community and others on the shores of the Atlantic Ocean. The governor assured that the state government will embark on a 1.5-kilometer shore protection project to check the ocean surge that has submerged among about 250 buildings in the last 10 years. There was pandemonium and confusion along the Badagry-Seme Expressway yesterday as police officers believed to be under the Inspector General of Police, IGP, Special Squad arrested some policemen and operatives of the Nigerian Immigration Service (NIS) during a raid on illegal checkpoints on the Seme-Badagry Expressway. It was gathered that the IGP squad chased and arrested some police officers and other security agents found at some of the checkpoints, believed to have been created purely to extort. The development may not be unconnected with the recent meeting between the Comptroller General of Customs Bashir Adeni and IGP Mr. Kayode Egbetokun and their resolve to free the axis which serves as the Lagos-Abidjan corridor of illegal checkpoints. The National Population Commission (NPC) says it has put everything in place to conduct the 2020 population and housing census. Clifford Zira, NPC Federal Commissioner in Adamawa, disclosed that the Commission was only waiting for instruction from the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to start the exercise. Zira spoke on Wednesday in Yola during an interactive session with media executives on the status of preparations for the census. According to the Commissioner, Tinubu has been satisfied with the level of achievement recorded by the Commission. He said the census was a vital exercise that played a significant role in shaping the future of the nation. Two yet-to-be-identified persons lost their lives in a multiple crash that occurred around the Alaka area of Eko Bridge in Lagos on Wednesday. It was gathered that 5 persons were also hospitalized after they sustained various degrees of injuries in the crash that involved a loaded MAC truck that collided with 5 cars and a box. An eyewitness, Ishola Badmus, told newsmen that one of the vehicles that suffered brake failure rammed into another vehicle from behind, leading to a chain of crashes on the road. Confirming the incident, the Lagos Sector Commander, Federal Road Safety Corps, Babatunde Fariloye, said the accident was avoidable if the vehicle was checked to be in good condition before it was put on the road. Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors (NARD) has said its National Executive Council (NEC) will reconvene tomorrow to take a decision on the suspended nationwide protest and the ongoing strike by the association. The association's president, Dr. Emeji Oji, told journalists that NARD had a meeting with the government and the Senate and had given the government 72 hours from Tuesday night to address the urgent demands of the doctors. He said if the government fails to meet these urgent demands, which include the replacement of doctors who have left the country, the NEC of their association will reconvene and give further directives. And on the foreign scene, a candidate in Ecuador's forthcoming presidential election have been shot dead at a campaign rally. Fernando Villavicencio, a member of the country's National Assembly, was attacked as he left the event in the northern city of Quito on Wednesday. A member of his campaign team told local media Mr. Villavicencio was getting into a car when a man stepped forward and shot him in the head. Current President Guillermo Lasso vowed the crime will not go unpunished. Witnesses said Mr. Villavicencio, 59, was shot 3 times. The suspect was also shot in an exchange of bullets with security and later died from his injuries, the country's Attorney General said on social media. The first round of the presidential election is scheduled to take place on 20th of August. And in sports, Arsenal hope to conclude a deal for Brentford keeper David Raya in the next 48 hours. The deal will see Arsenal sign Raya on loan for £3 million with an option to buy for £27 million. Raya will provide competition for Aaron Ramsdale for the #1 position. The Spaniard needs to be registered by 12 noon on Friday in order to be eligible for Arsenal's opening Premier League game against Nottingham Forest on Saturday. Meanwhile, West Ham United have agreed deals for Manchester United's Harry Maguire and Southampton's John Wade-Prowse, worth about £60 million in total. Each deal is thought to be worth in the region of £30 million. Maguire, 30, struggled for first-time opportunities at Old Trafford last season and has been stripped of the captaincy this season. He is understood to be keen on the move, with personal terms yet to be agreed but not expected to be a problem. Maguire joined United in August 2019 for a world record £80 million for a defender. And with the sport news, we've come to the end of our bulletin for today. You can follow us on our social media handles at Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Unity Radio FM TV, respectively. You can also watch us live on the satellite decoder ButterSat, which is being watched in about 38 countries of the world free. You can also stream and watch us live on our YouTube channel at Unity FM TV. I am Rukayet Sani Ibrahim. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of our programs. Do have yourself a lovely day. Bye-bye.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well-dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was seeing things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one using you. Say no to drug abuse.